Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the Golden Opportunities Coaching YouTube channel and the Pro Wrestling Logic YouTube channel. Obviously, this is Pro Wrestling Logic, and this is the Raw report for the 18th of October 2021. What an abysmal show. Anyway, the show opens. Charlotte Flair enters. She wonders why there's no celebration for her last night on Raw. Well, probably because no one believes that's what it is. And then she said she is having to defend her championship against some rookie like Bianca Belair. She then thought this was a conspiracy against her, considering Belair isn't technically a part of Raw yet. People thought that she is entitled when Belair is the one with two title shots this week. Charlotte said Belair can't beat her and told her to get into the back of the line. She goes on for a little while longer. Belair interrupts. Belair gets a decent crowd reaction. Belair said there isn't a conspiracy or favoritism and that she deserved to be there. Belair would have beaten Charlotte a few weeks ago if Becky Lynch didn't get involved. Belair said she won't be a problem for Charlotte soon because after tonight she doesn't even go here anymore. Belair then planned on having both belts on her arm next time she was on Raw. Belair asked Charlotte how that sounded, so Charlotte attacks her, and off we go. Xavier Woods tells Kevin Patrick how important tonight was because he wanted to follow the footsteps of such men as King Mabel, Ken Shamrock, and King Booker. Kofi Kingston plans on being at ringside tonight because he didn't want Veer and Shanky to get involved as they did in his match last week. Kofi said that it was Woods' dream to be king. Woods said he planned on wearing the crown. On Thursday, Kofi chanted "Hail King Woods" in the tune of New Day Rocks. Seth Rollins video package. Members of the Sacramento Kings are shown at ringside. King of the Ring semifinal. Woods with Kofi Kingston defeats Jinder Mahal with Veer and Shanky. 9:57. Match goes way too long. Mahal takes control before the breaks and drops Woods on the steel steps. Mahal then hits a gut buster for a near fall and maintains control until Woods hits a thrust kick and a drop kick Shanky off the apron in the process. Woods comes off the top, but Mahal catches him and hits a odd-looking maneuver, and then Woods fights off Mahal and hits a elbow drop for the pinfall win. Crowd is happy with this. Woods moves on to the final against Finn Balor. This could be good. Woods puts on the robe after the match, but not the crown. Sarah is interviewing Austin Theory when they're interrupted by Reginald running away from Tozawa, Gulak, and Maverick. Reginald back around toward Theory when R-Truth is waiting for him. Before anything could happen, though, Theory split them because he was annoyed, and Truth did some comedy, which leads to a match between them. Austin Theory, after a video package for Bobby Lashley versus Goldberg. There's a no-holds-barred interview between the two men later tonight. Why, we don't know. Austin Theory defeats Jeff Hardy in 7 minutes. Good for Theory. Supposed to be Theory against Truth, but Truth enters and informs Theory that he didn't accept the match for himself. He accepted for his friend Jeff Hardy, so Hardy can't speak for himself now. Anyway, Theory hits a neckbreaker off the apron to the outside, which goes to a break. Hardy then mounts a comeback until Theory knocks him off with his finisher for pinfall win. Crowd is off guard because the finisher isn't really that big a deal. Theory takes a selfie over Hardy's body and continues to celebrate until Hardy pops up to his feet and laid out Theory with a twist of fate. Hardy uses Theory's phone to take his own selfie. Drew McIntyre approaches Big E at the gorilla position. They basically tried reasoning with each other after getting into it last week. Big E suggested they try coexisting before beating each other up. And Big E said, "May the best man win." And McIntyre responded, "I will." Big E did the introduction microphone while staring at McIntyre. Elsewhere, Adam Pearce and Sonya Deville are talking in their office until Charlotte interrupts. Charlotte complains about having to defend her title against, and then suggested that there's a conspiracy. Deville assured her there was not a conspiracy. We enter the second hour. Big E and Drew McIntyre defeat Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode, 12:50. Match went way longer than it needed to on a throwaway match, but with so much television content to fill, I understand why they did it. Ziggler tries a famouser on the outside. Big E sends him over the barricade and into the timekeeper's area. Distraction allows Roode to send Big E into the steel steps, and McIntyre tries encouraging Big E as we go to the break. Heels continue to be in control when we come back. McIntyre has been accused of not helping because it doesn't help him. Ziggler eventually sends Big E off the apron after McIntyre runs wild for a minute. Roode tries to give McIntyre spine buster. Roode sends Ziggler into the air for an elevated famouser for a near fall. Ziggler missed a stinger splash and McIntyre headbutts Roode. Big E hops up on the apron, McIntyre tags in, and then hits the big ending for the pinfall victory. Big E can't celebrate for long because McIntyre grabs him and offers a handshake. They shake hands, it looks forced, and away we go. Street Profits do a backstage promo. They speak about being back on Raw and the match between RK Bro and AJ, and Almost is ultimately here. They claim Almost is the one doing all the work for the team, and then Styles and Almost happen to be nearby, and they interrupt. Styles said that they would be the new champs, and as of Thursday, and if the Street Profits give RK Bro enough of a beating tonight, maybe they would be at the top of the list of new challengers. Street Profits laugh in Styles' face. Mansoor defeats Cedric Alexander with Sheldon Benjamin in 3:44. Nice enough match for the time they had. Mansoor wins with a slingshot neckbreaker. Mustafa Ali enters and issues a warning to Mansoor for Thursday. Mansoor tells him to shut up and cut a reasonable promo saying that he'd prove Ali was pathetic. Ali acted like he was caught off guard by Mansoor's sudden dislike for him. Naomi, Miz, Maurice, and Drew McIntyre will be guests on Top Chef, Family Style, on Peacock. Bobby Lashley and Goldberg interview. Interview takes place with each man appearing on video in separate rooms. Goldberg threatens Lashley, who points out that the threats were criminal and that he was doing it on live television. Lashley is going to let Goldberg talk because Lashley is untouchable in the ring. Lashley wonders what Goldberg's son would tell his friends, and then Goldberg warned him that the more he said about his family, the more he'll make him suffer. Lashley said Goldberg can only hope to survive, and he would be begging him for forgiveness. Goldberg wondered if Lashley even believed what he was saying. Lashley took off his mic and left. Goldberg's last line was, "Safe travels, kill you Thursday, Bobby." And this is just pathetic sad. Anyway, Riddle spoke to Randy Orton in the back. He then impersonated Orton, and Orton pretended not to have a plan last week, and he's worried for a moment that Orton would save him. Orton assured him that he did not have a plan. Riddle didn't believe him. Riddle said that the Street Profits saying they want smoke gave him a lot of ideas. Orton then cut him off and said he did have a plan to win tonight and win on Thursday. Riddle is excited by this. Video package for Keith Bearcat Lee. Graphics said Bearcat Lee, but Graves still called him Keith. They add a roaring noise to the beginning of that, and then the tag team champions Randy Orton and Riddle defeat the Street Profits via disqualification 10-23. Riddle wipes out Angelo Dawkins with a dive, and Montez Ford wipes out both Riddle and Orton with flip dives. This leads to a break. Orton then knocked down Ford with clothesline, and Riddle followed with a spinning gut wrench slam. That could become a regular enough spot for Riddle. Dawkins tags in, goes nuts on Riddle, hits a double underhook neckbreaker for a near fall, and hits a 2 count. Orton makes a hot tag and gives Ford a draping DDT. Orton then sets up an RKO, but drops it, and Styles music then plays. Orton looks to the stage to see almost, but turns around and hits a phenomenal forearm by Styles with DQ. Styles and almost lays out both teams, and the crowd booed. Orton then gets back to his feet, so almost knocked him down with the infamous roundhouse kick. I don't know. Then we enter hour number 3 somewhere during this debacle. Why people watch this on a weekly basis, I have no idea, including myself. Anyway, there is a Becky Lynch video package. Doudrop does another horrible pre-tape promo. Zelina Vega enters to watch from the stage, and she puts on the crown. Doudrop defeats Shayna Baszler in 2:47. Never would have guessed this. Anyway, so Baszler uses kicks until Doudrop nails back suplex, hits cannonball. Baszler then applies the Coquina clutch, but Doudrop manages to escape. She then tries a running cross body, but Baszler avoids it and applies the submission again, and Doudrop then falls back into the cover for the pin, with Baszler being super stunned. Nikki Ash and Rhea Ripley approached Belair in the back to welcome her to Raw. Nikki gives her a red Raw brand baseball hat. Finn Balor defeats Mace in 2:40. Why have them even get dressed for this? Nothing match here. Wins the with the coup de grace. Xavier Woods is watching from the platform on the stage and makes fun of Balor's entrance, and his music played after the match. Balor is not happy with this. Woods pointed the scepter to him, so Balor yanked it away, causing them to trip, and Woods lands on his feet. They get in each other's faces. Kingston comes out, makes sure nothing horrible happens. They talk about Thursday. Woods does a good bit of the talking here, and I guess it's fine, but it's certainly awkward. Morrison meditating backstage. He's interrupted this time by the Viking Raiders. Comedy. Raiders leave. Morrison returns to meditating. Bianca Belair, Charlotte Flair, 21:49. And this is the last match of the show. Ends awkwardly, to say the very least. Anyway, Belair has an early edge till Charlotte yanks her out of the ring and sends her over the announce table. Break 2 minutes into the match. Belair is on the offense till Charlotte cuts her off and hits a back suplex. Charlotte then tries to do the handspring moonsault. Belair gets the knees up and does the move herself. Belair follows up with a delayed vertical suplex for near fall. Belair then tries splash, but Charlotte gets her knees up and follows up with a deadlift powerbomb for 2 count of her own. Charlotte is bleeding from the mouth by this point and hits a moonsault for near fall. Series of counters leads to Belair hitting a spine buster, but Charlotte rolls out of the ring and Charlotte wouldn't get back in. So Belair goes after her and sends her over the announce table. Second break. Charlotte hits a slingshot dive and series of counters, and that leads to Charlotte hitting a boot, which missed by a mile. Charlotte knocks Belair out of the ring and hits a moonsault off the top. Tries natural selection. Belair counters into a backslide for a near fall. Exchange of counters. Charlotte hits a spear for near fall. Charlotte yanks Belair to the corner using her braid. Charlotte misses a moonsault and Belair hits a released German. Suplex for near fall, and then they battle on the top turnbuckle until Belair hits a sunset flip powerbomb. Charlotte suddenly hits Belair with a chair for DQ and brings the match to a screeching halt. Belair grabs the chair and hits Charlotte. And then there's not a bad match, but they go off the air so suddenly it just looks rushed and like they didn't time the show properly. Anyway, we'll be back with more right after this.